easy. Enemy player. It's a delinquent. Pretty still one. Are you gonna move? Hello? Guess I'll sit here and wait for him to respond and move something. Oh, he's moving. God, that's very slow and a bit moving. Hello there. Oh, so you can hear me. Are you good at the game? Have you ever won the game? So are you a noob? Guess that's a yes. Do you want to know how to get better? Of course you do. Well, I can help you if you want. Would you like that? Yeah, I knew you'd like that.
Surprise, motherfucker!
What? What the? What is up, guys? It's your boy Nate here. Finally kicking off the channel with an actual video of my voice in it. And in this video, I'm going to teach you 10 tips on how to get better at Arsenal. Kicking it off with tip number 1. This tip is pretty much one of the easiest tips to do and doesn't require any skill improvement at all. And that pretty much is just turning on your automatic reload. So you can go into here, go into your settings, so you're on the main screen. Before you click deploy, at the bottom it says codes. Fun fact, there's 2 codes that are currently released at this moment in time. One of them is if you put Rolv in all capital letters, you get this skin. Let me just try to get it for you. I think I've got this skin. Yeah, you get this skin if you get the put the Rolv code in. There's another code if you put the code kitten in, then you get this free voiceover thing. I'll let you have to listen to it now.
Just get this game over with so I can go back to bed, please. Sup, boys? Least annoying voice pack here.
So you had them 2 things I can get from
ready to get locked and loaded.
Yeah, so you have those 3 things they can get from codes. Those are the only 2 at the moment in time, but back to the actual video. So you go into settings, go to your thing up here, you can turn on your subtitles, your announcer. So in other words, like whenever you get a headshot, your announcer will say something. If you don't like that, you can turn it off, easy peasy. You have your viewport character, which is basically above your health bar in the bottom left corner. You'll see a little character or a little mini version of your character, or like see what the game sees, because obviously all the reload animations only you see. Everybody else in the game just sees a generic reload action, which is pretty much the same for almost every single gun. But anyway, back to the video, we have the auto reload. Make sure that's ticked. Whenever you stop firing, as long as you have your gun out, your character will automatically reload. Just a quick tip for you, make sure you wait probably about half a second after the reload animation is done. Otherwise you might end up with the game not registering that you actually reloaded, which means that when you start shooting again, you just run out of bullets, as that's happened to me countless of times. But I'll show you a quick little viewing of it.
Where Roblox carnage happens.
Bit hyping. Right, so you see, look at the bar over here. Shoot it. It does it all by itself. Let me just get to a better gun to show this for you. So here, so you had the pepper gun, which should actually lead down nicely to tip number 2. The thing you can see, look, the moment I stop firing, so I'm shooting. You notice the moment I've stopped shooting, it starts to reload, which is pretty nice. But that's pretty much tip 1. Easy, no skill required. Just make sure that you leave half a second after you reload. Moving on to tip number 2. That is gun special features. This is quite important and can help you get your kills quite a bit faster with certain guns. There are a few guns that use this. For some assault rifles have a scope on it. For the DBS you have the scope as well. All snipers you press right click or V. Nobody to my knowledge uses V, everybody uses right click, it's easy to hit to and stuff like that. Now pretty much what it is, you switch to your weapon, you hold right click or V, and for this case in the pepper gun it spray fires like that. So if you're in close distance with somebody, easy way to get them killed, quick, easy. Beats having to do that and then wait and then shoot again, because this is the fastest fire you can do without using that trick. Use the actual trick, nice and fast reloads. So yeah, other guns that have special features, the most unique one is the M16A2. You right click on that, it becomes a grenade launcher with 2 shots, which you have to reload obviously. The double-barrel shotgun, jump up in the air, right click that, or right click even if you're on the ground. It shoots both shells at once rather than just one. So if you have a feeling that you're not going to kill him in one shot, right click, put 2 hits, like 2 shots in one go. DBS, it's scope, same as various other guns. Peacemaker is fan fire, so just like your characters smacking the hammer back by themselves, increasing the rate of fire. It's pretty much similar to the pepper gun, except it's not as fast. And I think that's it for all these special features. But yeah, that's tip number 2. Useful, quite useful indeed, and should help you get your kills a bit faster. Moving on to tip number 3, and that is to always crouch. Well, not always crouch, but crouch whenever you can. And that is because it reduces your character to half its size, meaning its hitbox is half the size. And it helps if you're just like crouching down, you can actually sneak around. Sometimes even goes underneath my radar that somebody's crouching down and hiding away. Even I get caught out by that sometimes, especially in street corner. That map, if you crouch down on one side and shoot, that's it. The enemy player can't really even see you properly. Unless, of course, unless you're the team leader and you have that glowing ring around you, which case it does make you stand out. But crouching is a good way to sneak around, but beware that you do move a lot slower. And if you're crouching in a high area and there's someone in the golden knife, they're more than likely going to come up behind you and stab you in the back. And drop you dead in the game. But yeah, crouching is a good technique, especially if you're trying to like avoid bullets. If somebody's hitting you in the dark, just hit crouch, you go top side, then by the time they have to react and move their aim lower down, as the game naturally moves the aim up if you're shooting, it means that you can get pop more shots off them without them hitting you with shots. But yeah, that's tip number 3. That's tip number 3, which pretty much easy. Hold control. I forgot to mention, on Xbox it's you press down the movement stick, left stick, you press that down to crouch. On PC you hold control or C. Nobody really uses C, everybody pretty much uses control, but whatever floats your boat, you can use C or V. V's for the special gun effects, and C's for your crouch. But yeah, that's tip number 3. Pretty useful, can save your life from time to time. Yeah. Tip number 4, that is surprise your enemies. This is extremely important in getting good kills and being able to keep streak going. I've been able to keep streaks up to like 12 kills, and by using this tactic, and that is pretty much just surprising your enemies. This method can be used with jumping as well, to pretty much just links into jumping on the corner. Similar to if you're in the corner of the map, so have your knife out to run faster, which I'll come on later on. But yeah, so you're just running on the corner, just jump on the corner quickly, get your gun out before you jump on the corner, quickly aim, do a quick scout out, and there you go. You can quickly scout enemies and surprise enemies as well. That got plenty of kills using this method, and it works really well. Just be sure that if there's a bunch of enemies there with snipers, you're pretty much done for, especially if it has the AWP or the Barrett 50 cal. But yeah, that's tip number 4. Easy tip, get used to it, does help quite a lot. Tip number 5. This tip is extremely important for movement, and that is switching to your knife. Switching to your knife is very important, especially if you had the Barrett 50 cal. You've noticed in the first tip when I showed you the auto reload, I had started off with the Barrett 50 and you'll see I switched to my knife. That makes it move faster pretty much. Of course, if you're trying to keep your scopes on, obviously don't switch to your knife, as it takes time for you to pull out your gun and actually start firing. Especially in the Tommy gun, which was recently added, and various snipers, it just actually take a time for you to pull out the gun and then start firing. But yeah, moving around, especially if I have heavy guns like the AWP, Barrett 50 cal, guns like that are really heavy, this helps a treat. That is because it increases your walking speed, as obviously your character is not holding a gun but just slowing them down, just holding a knife, which means you can run as fast as possible. This can be used in conjunction with the previous tip, which is jumping around the corners. You can run, I actually talked about it before. You run on the corner, jump, switch from your knife to your gun, scout out, kill anybody who's there, or get killed if there's a bunch of snipers. But yeah, knife increases your mobility immensely. You'll know to start switching to your knife a lot more often, especially once you get your first win in the game. Then you'll know, oh yeah, I move faster with the golden knife, so maybe if I switch to my regular knife, I move faster as well, which is true. Moving on to tip number 6, and that is knowledge of your maps. This is extremely important and will only come to you if you play the game quite a lot. As I have played the game quite a lot, I've played the game for a good month now, I think, maybe 2 months, maybe, I don't know, quite long. I didn't play the OG Arsenal that many people have. I only played with my friend that actually suggested to play and stuff like that, and they got hooked onto it, and I won 15,000 kills at the recording of this video. But yeah, pretty much knowledge of your maps is very important, and that is because if you have knowledge of your maps, you know exactly the little password to go to, you know where your enemies are going to be, and if you see an enemy, you know a separate route or that path to get around to them. One spot that I know of is that useful is in the metro map, in that long corridor where team battles tend to go off. What you can do if you're on the pink room side of it, it's going to be quite hard to discuss this, but pink room side of it, you go into there and you can like pop out in the middle and it's like jump out, crouch, shoot, jump back in, reload, or health up, heal up, whatever you want to do, then quickly jump back out, shoot, jump back in. Which I can't surprise enemies like that, which can be used in conjunction with this. But yeah, map knowledge is really important. Only comes with you if you play the game a lot though, and play a lot of different maps. If you keep playing the one same map, sure you'll get good at that map, but obviously you won't be able to get good at any of the maps. Also, I do apologise if I sound a bit groggy. I just kind of woken up and I'm very thirsty, so my voice might sound a bit croaky. But anyways, moving on to tip number 7. This kind of moves on, links to the tip number 6, which is map knowledge, and that is knowing where your enemies spawn. On different maps, there are different spawn points, obviously, because the way the game works, 2 teams or 4 teams in some cases, depending on the map, they all start on one side. I'm not going to talk about 2 teams for this example, but they start on one side, go to this side, you kill the other team will spawn in the spawn point that you spawned in originally behind you, meaning that everybody pretty much goes back and forwards on each map. On some maps like Cash, this can be hard, especially if there's a low amount of players. It's like 6 or 7 players in the server, kind of hard to find players, so it's quite a big map. Agency is a map that you can pretty much just do circles around, stuff like that. But pretty much knowing where your enemy spawn points are going to be is really important, as once you clear enemies out, you know exactly where they're going to spawn and exactly the class they're going to take, which means that if you know all this knowledge, then you know exactly where to intercept them at and kill them easily. However, obviously if your enemies have one-shot kill guns like the Barrett 50 cal, AWP, Railgun, DBS, and various others, but they're only one-shot body shot guns, but obviously there's headshot guns, like for example the Peacemaker is a headshot kill, save the Vindicator, all that good stuff. But yeah, any one-shot kill guns obviously going to get killed, but pretty much, you know, if you know your spawn points, know your maps, you're going to be able to kill your enemies a lot more easily. Tip number 8, and that is to stay with your teammates. This especially helps if you're on 2 teams, or it doesn't really matter as much if you're on 2 teams, as there's more players with you. But if you stick in your team, then you can pretty much wipe out any of the other team. For example, when I've been alone, like one person, 4 people from the opposite team come up to me, I might be able to do damage to all of them, but I won't be able to kill them all. I might be able to kill 1 or 2 of them, but not all of them, as I'll probably get killed anyways. But yeah, sticking with the teams, quite an important tip. Sometimes it's impossible not to, especially if your teams are a bunch of delinquents, which I'm trying to train up in this video. But if your teams are a bunch of delinquents that just like to dance around, stuff like that, just leave them behind, sod them, you can verify yourself. If you actually are part of a properly good player team, a team that has more than 1,000 kills between them, then, or 1,000 kills each, then you're pretty golden. Tip number 9. This tip is quite a lot to do with your skill, and that is first shot accuracy. This especially helps if you get stuck on the guns like the Vindicator and Peacemaker, as those guns can be one-shot kill if you get a headshot, but they can be really punishing if you don't get a headshot. The Vindicator, you shoot one shot, has a massive boom that slowly comes back in, meaning that if you're quite distance away from it and you just keep shooting, you only have 6 shots in your barrel, you're not going to get killed that easily because you'll probably miss off your shots. If you have first shot accuracy though and you aim for the head, 1-shot kill, easy, any distance a 1-shot kill. If you're up close enough, then Peacemaker and Vindicator are both 1-shot kills with the body shot, as obviously you have fall off damage from the distance that you're away from. The only guns that don't have fall off damage are snipers, because obviously well, they're snipers, they're supposed to be used for long distance. But yeah, Vindicator, Peacemaker, various other guns are 1-shot kill if you get a headshot. I sometimes choke on these guns, especially the Glock 17 and Deagle. I choke on because I just over correct and I end up missing half my shots to get killed. But yeah, first shot accuracy very important and is pretty much well. very important and can help you a ton in the case. Tip number 10. I'm only going to include this tip just to get this list to a top 10 rather than it being a top 9. And that is that this tip is Brickbattle specific. And that means that only in Brickbattle does this tip work. And that is using the trowel tool. You'll notice how like in regular Arsenal games if you press 1 or 3 it's 1 to switch to your knife or 3 to switch to your gun. Or at least it was like that before, unless I've changed it around, I'm not sure, but it was 1 to switch to your knife, 1 or 3 to switch to your gun, or vice versa. And you always used to wonder, why is number 2 slot not filled in? That is because in Brickbattle that slot number 2 is filled in with the trowel tool. What that tool pretty much does, you whip that tool out, it gives you the same walking speed as the knife or the sword in Brickbattle. You left click, and it builds a little wall in front of you, a wall that you can crouch on in front. But if you stop crouching, then your head is vulnerable to headshots and stuff. But crouching behind it, it can protect you whilst you reload in the rocket launcher, or just trying to regenerate some of your health, or just like try and bait your enemy player towards you. You can use this tip to really help you. And because the Q button isn't to switch between your knife and your gun, it's a switch between your last used weapon. That means that if you select your trowel, then select the gun, if you press Q, you switch between the trowel and your gun rather than your gun and your knife. However, this can kind of mess you up, especially if you're trying to melee kill somebody. I think once I tried to melee kill somebody with a trowel, didn't work because obviously just kept building walls around them. I felt like Donald Trump. But yeah, good tip, kind of helps in Brickbattle. Not that many people play Brickbattle, it's not very popular game mode, but when it does happen, people don't tend to like it, and they tend to be the longest games, as you have to calculate all your shots and whatnot. But yeah, that's 10 tips to better Arsenal. Hope you enjoyed the video. I know some of you might not even need these tips or already know these tips already, and I'm aware that I might have missed some tips out, but if I miss any tips out, then be sure to leave a comment for me so I can make a second video on it maybe, if I get enough tips that I've missed out. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe for more, and be sure to watch my other edits on the channel. But without further ado, I shall see you in the next one.